In this video, I am going to talk about the development of pancreas. The organ pancreas is derived from the endoderm layer. Which layer? There are three layers, right? Endoderm, ectoderm, mesoderm. So the pancreas develops from endoderm layer. And that too, the pancreas develops from two endodermal pancreatic buds. Two endodermal pancreatic buds, okay? So these two, which are these pancreatic buds? They are dorsal pancreatic bud and ventral pancreatic bud, okay? They are named as dorsal and ventral pancreatic bud because of their position. See here, this is ventral pancreatic bud and this is dorsal pancreatic bud, and this is the ventral side and this is back or dorsal side of the developing fetus. So as you can see here, the two pancreatic buds originates at the junction of foregut, and midgut. So this is the junction of foregut and midgut, okay? At this point, the two pancreatic buds develops. So let's discuss the dorsal pancreatic bud, what it gives rise to. See this diagram, the pancreas diagram. This is the adult pancreas. The adult pancreas is divided into, let's go from below to above. This is unkinate process. This is the head. This is whole head, and the whole head is divided into lower part of the head and upper part of the head and neck, body and tail. These are the parts of adult pancreas. So these are the division of pancreas, adult pancreas. So the dorsal bud gives rise to the upper part of head, and then what comes after head? Neck and body, and finally the tail. These are the parts that originates from what? Dorsal pancreatic bud. And the ventral pancreatic bud gives rise to what is remaining in the head? Lower part, right? Lower part of head. And the last thing is uncinate process. So these are the derivatives or parts which are formed by dorsal and ventral pancreatic buds. So this is the basic. Now what we have in our developmental stage. In this stage we have ventral and dorsal pancreatic bud. So they are formed. Now what happens is there is a change in position of pancreatic buds. So why there is a change in position of pancreatic buds? What is the need of changing position? See, this is the position of pancreas in adults. What is this position? The tail is projected towards left side. We can say the pancreas is present on left side. The tail is projected towards left side, and we can say pancreas is in left side. This is the position in adults, okay? To reach this adult position, what are the changes that takes place in the development? How pancreas reaches left position? See this fetus. We are going to take transverse section, and we are going to see from above. See, this is our eyes, and we are going to see from above. So this is the view. See, this is right side of the body, this is left side of the body, this is back, and this is front, or you can say it as front as ventral, back as dorsal. So the name itself says this is ventral pancreatic bud, this is dorsal pancreatic bud. So they are in their position, that is ventral position and dorsal position. What happens is there is clockwise rotation of duodenum. See, I told you before. See here, the two pancreatic buds originate at the junction of foregut and midgut, and also you can say they originate from second part of duodenum, future duodenum. Of you can tell it as future duodenum because it's still in developmental stage, right? So only I use the term junction between foregut and midgut, duodenum. So you can consider they are attached to duodenum. So this is your duodenum. Okay, they are attached front and back of the duodenum. So what happens is the duodenum rotates clockwise rotation. See, this orientation is important. See, this is the left side, this is right side, this is back or dorsal side, this is front or ventral side. Okay, so only we named the ventral and dorsal pancreatic duct. Okay, pancreatic buds. So what happens now? First what happens? There is clockwise rotation of duodenum, and if it rotates like this, what happens? Now the ventral pancreatic bud comes to left position, and dorsal pancreatic bud will lie in right side. Okay, this is dorsal, that is lying in right side. This is ventral pancreatic bud, that is lying in left side. Because of what? Clockwise rotation of duodenum. What happens, you know that duodenum is C-shaped, right? So what happens is the walls, the left and right walls of duodenum grows differently. Like see this diagram. This is the right side, right duodenal wall. What happens to right duodenal wall? The right duodenal wall will grow more. What? Right duodenal wall. Because of this overgrowth, what happens is this ventral pancreatic bud comes to the left side. See, this is the left side. VPD, ventral pancreatic duct bud comes and lies in left position, and that too below this dorsal pancreatic bud, below DPB, dorsal pancreatic bud. So what happens in this position? See, the ventral and dorsal pancreatic buds are now in what position? In left side. How pancreas reach left side position means, first they will be ventral and dorsal side, ventral pancreatic bud, dorsal pancreatic bud attached to duodenum, and duodenum rotates clockwise. This leads to which position? The ventral pancreatic bud comes on right side. This is ventral, this is dorsal, comes on right side, and dorsal pancreatic bud comes on left side. Okay, see, this is dorsal, this comes on left side, and again due to differential growth of right side, right duodenal wall, this leads to what? There is shifting of ventral pancreatic bud from right to left, and that too it comes below dorsal pancreatic bud. Okay, so this is how the adult position of pancreas is achieved. Now we know that each pancreatic buds have separate pancreatic duct, separate ducts. As you can see here, see, this is duct of ventral pancreatic bud, this is duct of dorsal pancreatic bud. So they have separate ducts. So what happens is development of final, like adult pancreatic duct. So we have, see these diagrams, we have 1 and 2 pancreatic ducts, one for ventral pancreatic bud and another for dorsal pancreatic bud. So in adult pancreas there is only one duct, that is pancreatic duct or adult pancreatic duct, that is also called duct of Wirsung. So how that is formed? See here. First they are separate. Now they are in left side, right? They are already shifted position. So now they are in left side. Now they are separate. So what happens is there is formation of anastomosis or communication between what? Ventral pancreatic duct and dorsal pancreatic duct. So there is communication, and this communication leads to formation of like this final pancreatic duct, that is duct of Wirsung. See this initially there was this part, right? This part will regress or stay like that or stay as accessory pancreatic duct. So the main important or main adult pancreatic duct is this one. See, this is the span. So let's see. So the adult main pancreatic duct is formed by what all things? See, A is what? This is, see, I will consider this anastomosis as reference. So from with respect to anastomosis I am going to talk things. So now A, let's consider A. What is A? This is the proximal part of what? Ventral pancreatic duct. So this is proximal to what? Anastomosis. So we can say it as the part A is what? The part A is the ventral pancreatic duct proximal to the part of ventral pancreatic duct proximal to anastomosis. And B is, the reference, anastomosis, communication. This is the reference. And C is what? This is the part of what? Dorsal pancreatic duct, right? So part of dorsal pancreatic duct. What is this position? What is this part called as? Distal. Distal means after anastomosis. Distal to anastomosis. See, if we draw a line here and see this is the level of anastomosis and this is proximal to anastomosis and this is distal to anastomosis. So point A, the A is proximal part of ventral pancreatic duct proximal to anastomosis. See, this is the part, and B is anastomosis. This is the reference point, and C is part of distal. This is distal, right? Distal pancreatic duct. This is part of distal pancreatic duct, distal to dorsal pancreatic duct, distal to anastomosis. So if we add all these three, plus, if we add all these three, this gives rise to what? Main pancreatic duct. See, this part will regress, or it can stay like that also. That forms the accessory duct of pancreas or duct of Santorini. So this is the development of pancreas.